The average to cash this week was only a 192. The average to make match play was a 197, and the average to make the TV show was 203. So the scores were relatively low.
Lorrie Nichols starting with a slasher on lane 23. Nice to see. That's kind of a sight for sore eyes. Last time she threw that shot, she 7-10'd it. First real good look at Leanne Barrette. Very talented player out of Oklahoma City, and she'll wrinkle this thing a little bit. Around the head pin she goes and leaves the soft set.
You know, Denny, Leanne just creates so much area with the way she throws the ball out. She's got so much power here. Sends the ball very far out to the right. Not a lot of ball speed, so it's able to get back. And she just creates a big pocket. Here's a nice look at her game. Not a big backswing, not a big push away, just a very powerful player. To be as tall as she is, she's very low at the line, and all the strength comes from her arm and her legs.
Yeah, she doesn't seem to gain a great deal of momentum and doesn't really swing the ball high. It's got to be very strong to be able to get the ball to hit in the back end like she does with that kind of an approach.
She has a lot of roll.
Heavy roll, too. Nice high tracker. This one's heavy and rolling, and the strikes on the left-hand lane. Well, I love these kind of matchups. You know, the veteran that's been out there and have all those, have all those titles and all those television appearances. Then you get that youngster who just believes in herself. I mean, she thinks she can beat anybody.
Well, she should. We saw earlier bowl 279 against Alita Seal, who shot 276. So if that's any inclination that she is good and believes in herself.
Yeah, there's a shaker on the right-hand lane for Lorrie Nichols. The pace picking up just a little bit. So Lorrie leads by 10, and one would, I think, sense that Lorrie feels she needs to bowl a pretty good game here just to get to the title match.
I think she knows that at this point. Her high game this week, 257. Her match play record, 15-8 and 1 tie.
Plenty of room on the left-hand lane, and the light hit seems to be the hit that's working, and we have seen 3 consecutive strikes by Lorrie Nichols.
Lorrie given a little bit more room now on lane 23, sending it farther out, and it does make it back. A little shaker there, and the thing is, they all win.
Got the ball a little bit inside the target. Did not quite react the same. The 2-4-5-7, and that's no picnic.
No, especially when you hook the ball as much as Leanne Barrette does, Denny. She really doesn't come out and straighten the ball out at her spares like a lot of the players do.
It's backed by science. It is clinically proven to strengthen our teeth. I would recommend this toothpaste to everybody. It's really an amazing product.
She covered it, and that's what counts.
Well, Lorrie Nichols has kind of turned up the heat a little bit. Leanne sensing that as well.
Well, I'm not sure if this was exactly how she wanted to cover it, but this is what happened.
The lack of sleep due to bladder leakage affected her life. That's why I'm so glad the Purix system is available for
Leanne's from nearby Oklahoma.
It's an innovative option for women who
She has
experience
a lot of family and friends down in the area.
You
can hear them rooting in the background for her.
Right back at him on the left-hand lane. This time the solid 10. Grew up in Fremont, California.
You know, Denny, we haven't seen too many solid 10s here tonight. We haven't seen too many pocket hits.
Well, I think the biggest difference, the heavy roll and the ability to arc the ball for Leanne Barrette, I think maybe fits the condition a little better. And then, of course, you look at Lisa Wagner, who hits the ball hard but doesn't hook it as much. Likes to go up and at him a little bit. And I think Lisa's greatest asset, her ability to throw the ball through the heads when they're hooking. Only time will tell if she'll be successful here this evening. It's a 21-pin lead for Lorrie Nichols here. Early stages of the semi-final game. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more from Advantages Bowling Center right after this. Sometimes it happens, and sometimes it doesn't. After a nice shaker hit on the right-hand lane to have the first 4, Lorrie Nichols with a picture-perfect shot on lane 23 and a solid 7.
The 4-pin went straight back, Danny, something you don't usually see. Usually that 4-pin goes into the 7, and in this case it didn't, and that was a solid 7.
Threw it so well that the 4-pin, I think, was in shock because it really got drilled, and 7 minutes to hit, and Lorrie being the competitor that she is.
Lorrie Nichols
Just hand out into the collar right now for that tough break.
Something that really makes a difference. Jolie has been
a
by tremendous
30
gift.
pins.
It's something that is not only looks beautiful, but makes us feel amazing, and is something that we get to use every day.
Definitely needs to make a move. Catch up with Lorrie at this point.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt that this youngster can strike when lined up. And nice shot of it right here.
Leanne's playing quite a bit farther in. Like I mentioned before then, Lorrie, around the 7-8 board, and the ball's coming back.
One of the most unique aspects of her approach, the way that she lines up with those toes pointed to the north, as they say. She points them way to the right to first get started, and the shoulders are a little open as well. The results are normally pretty good, as they were right there, and that's a pretty fancy double.
That's the one that's going to put pressure on Lorrie again.
No defense in bowling, only offense. You double them up, and it really changes the complexion of the psychological aspects of your opponent.
I've been hacking calves for 22 years. Never had a fair die on them.
Half 10 there, 6-pin just laying in the channel. That ball not quite finishing hard enough.
You kidding? It's the best job in the world. So now you think I'm crazy.
Lorrie definitely needs to convert the spare.
Or
she gives Leanne a nice opening.
Poker buddies met him in the cab. I even met my wife in the cab. Well, 3 out of 4 ain't bad.
This is your statement. Read it. If you agree, sign it.
Of course, one might think as well that when Lorrie takes a week off from the tour that she goes home and relaxes, but that's hardly the case.
No, her and her husband ventured into Lorrie Nichols, Algonquin Lanes in Algonquin, Illinois. So they are proud owners of a bowling center. And it's a lot more work, I think, than Lorrie's ever realized.
Toughest thing, I think, for her in some cases is to get the bowling center out of her mind when she is bowling on tour, and that's easier said than done. Nice, good speed. Gonna need the light hit, a little swish and a move around, and again, the shot certainly good enough for a strike, and for Lorrie Nichols, she has not missed the pocket the first 7 shots here of the semifinal game.
No, and from what we saw in the first game, it's amazing how they come back, and like I said, I think it's the pace, too, that just picks up, and, you need to bear down and start striking if that's what your opponent is going to do.
Leanne Barrette just has one of those looks that she never appears to be nervous, but I know that's not the case. Well, Lorrie Nichols leads by 18, but that might change. Stay tuned.
7.
Denny Schreiner and Leila Wagner enjoying championship round finals of the Columbia 300 Classic at the Advantages Bowling Center in DeSoto, Texas. And we are past the halfway point of the semi-final game. And this is the biggest shot of the week thus far for Leanne Barrette. And oh my, those pins just explode on the right-hand lane.
This is where I really admire Leanne. Her pin action is so great, caused by this high roll that she has. And just watch here, as pins are just demolished. That head pin comes off the wall and comes back, and this is her reaction. Not a lot.
Kind of a ho-hum response there. She's now cut the lead to 8 and could take the lead for the first time if she strikes here.
That ball quite a bit farther out, was able to come back, and right there put her +2.
Possible 259 for Leanne Barrette.
His heart shows no sign of coronary artery disease. In fact, it's in excellent condition.
Lorrie Nichols can shoot 257. Things are changing dramatically. Oh, another tough break for Lorrie Nichols, who has to be scratching her head right now. And Leanne Barrette, I think, I think at this point, figures she got away with one there.
Normally you see the players leaving the 10 pins. Well, this evening, Lorrie has left 3 7 pins that could have gone.
It seems like the light hit has been working fairly well for Lorrie. Leila, would she be lining up to throw the ball light in the pocket or no?
You know, I don't think so. I don't think a player ever really lines up to throw the ball light. They're trying to go flush every time, and when you create your area, you're creating it, so you do carry the light hits and the heavy hits.
Now 246, the best that Lorrie Nichols could fashion here this evening. Boy, all 8 shots could have been strikes too. 7 pin has just been stubborn. She's left 3 7 pins and a 10 pin here as of late.
There's that flush shot we were just mentioning.
Well, she won't go down without a battle, that much I can guarantee. Semi-final game has really turned into a duel here, and of course, waiting in the wings, as they say, Lisa Wagner, looking for title number 7, which would be a record-tying championship here in 1988.
Seeing a curling match. Yes? You ever seen a curling match? Pristine ice and those little brooms that sweep.
It's a clean can.
So,
And waving that ball on, didn't quite make it back, left herself with a difficult 2-8 spare.
Make him work fast.
yes, sir.
You know, I really like the fact that Leanne, when we see her bowl the best, is when everybody else struggles. She is able to open up her area and create that much more area. She did it in the Queens earlier this year. However, she didn't win the tournament. Shows you what kind of player she really is.
Yeah, well, especially when you make a 2-8 in that situation. Obviously now, if she strikes out, she could shoot 237, which would put the pressure on Lorrie Nichols. But, boy, shooting the 2-8 in the clutch like that on kind of a spooky condition is no fun at all. Possibility of a tie here as well, Leila, right?
That's right.
Yeah, very definitely.
First time 3 weeks ago, the last none, including Farhan Monday. Kind of rules out your shots, theories, you stats.
Suddenly with me dead center.
He aimed up the first
Well,
one.
that was flush in the pocket.
Pretty classy shot for a 21-year-old, isn't it?
Well, that's why she has 4 titles thus far. Great execution, Denny. Can't say too much more about that shot.
I think you had the proper word there, execution, and that's what you have to do when the heat is really on. Can you do what you want to do with the bowling ball? If she strikes here,
I'll be out of here
she's
soon.
really in good shape.
Hi, boss. I'm not your boss. Right now, it sure feels like it. When do you have the cap clean? I got it that way from dispatch. How many thoughts
Oh, Denny, that one went quite a bit farther to the right of the lane. However, that's the area she creates. Watch this shot here. Her ball is going to go to the twig, as we might say. And then it turns to the left, and she gets that 6 just to slap that 10.
Yes, I am certain they are dead. Oh, no, I wouldn't.
And she helped it.
If you wish to send a sympathy card, I am sure it would be very appreciated. You have a good life, too.
Trying to finish it out, and she leaves the half 10. But a brilliant performance for Leanne Barrette, who shoots 236. And that's going to force Lorrie Nichols to go to work here in the 10th frame.
Denny, Lorrie needs 2 strikes to close up this match.
Your cell phone is on.
How's it shut off?
The Yemen embassy's been calling for the director.
Did you tell them she's in Paris?
Yes.
Good.
I also told them you
Nope.
Well, she needed a little help through that one through the nose, and Leanne Barrette, who applied the vice grips in the 10th, is going to advance into the championship game against Lisa Wagner. And boy, when it comes down to one shot to stay alive and you don't quite pull it off, it seems like the whole week's been really a tough time.
We have that right. I know Lorrie Nichols, and she's going to remember that.
All right, so it's Leanne Barrette. She'll take on
Good
Lisa
matchup.
Wagner in the championship
Championship
game here.